Alrighty, so first and foremost, I know a lot of you guys have already seen this, but I didn't really think that it was too insightful enough to really make a video on earlier, but because I'm making a video on this, I figure I'll just go ahead and mention it. Obviously, they have sort of started to tease that there is going to be a collaboration coming up. There is a new tweet from the JP Twitter account saying that there is a new collaboration coming soon. So obviously, we're probably going to see them start to do a countdown in the next couple of days. We should get some insight on what the actual collab should be officially from their JP account, of course. But there is a very interesting thing that has leaked. I'm taking all of this with a grain of salt. It seems really fishy, but at the same time, it's very interesting, so I'm just going to kind of go over it. Like I said, take some of it with a grain of salt. I'm going to hide my camera really quickly so you can kind of look at some of the things here. It's basically, I guess, just like an email to the Netmarble team, maybe it's just maybe somebody on the Netmarble team is leaking this information, but there's some interesting info here talking about Eren Yeager, Levi Ackerman, Mikasa Ackerman, Armin from the Attack on Titan, which would potentially be the collab. There's also a couple of things that are still written in English. Obviously, Awakened Camilla is here for some reason. We have Grey Road here, which is very, very interesting. I have not read any of the translated stuff just yet, so yeah, there's obviously this gigantic wall of Japanese text that I really don't know what to think about it. The actual post on Reddit has 0 karma at the moment and 45 comments as of the time of me recording this, so I don't know if people are just upvoting and downvoting this, and I don't know really too much about it, but I would assume that it's probably fake. I don't know, there's been a lot of leaks from different stuff. This is not like a credible leaker or anything like that. It's just some guy on Twitter, and his user is deleted, so definitely take it with a grain of salt. Just thought it would be kind of fun to mess around and read over it regardless. But yeah, let's look at this thing. So it says Google Translated. Hello friends, I'm part of the Netmarble program development team, and I'm involved in the development of Grand Cross. I would like to inform you about the current state, or their current plans. It was a very stressful and overworked environment that took a toll on my health, and I was forced to quit, but I will not get any retaliation. Okay. Collaboration banner. Netmarble plans to release at least 2 collaboration banners this year. Coming out in Japan/Korea in a few days is the Shingeki no Kyojin, which is Attack on Titan. 4 new characters are introduced, which is very unlike them. Normally, whenever they do a rerun of a collab, we get 4 characters, where in this regard, I think that they're saying that there's 4? Maybe he deleted one of the lines here. The Armin. Oh, it's just it put them back to back here. So you have the rumbling Eren Yeager, humanity's strongest hero Levi Ackerman, Vengeance Mikasa, and Colossus Titan Armin. So that unfortunately is a spoiler. I'm not even to that part in the show yet, but I don't really care, to be honest. All characters in Shingeki no Kyojin receive a holy relic. The rumbling Eren Yeager special move has a titanization mechanism. These are only visible during special move cutscenes. Increase. So very, very standard for Japanese Google Translate there. Netmarble is planning another collaboration banner in September or August that has yet to be decided which piece it will be collaborating with. Netmarble has spoken with the team behind Kodansha's titles series, Jujutsu Kaisen and Konosuba, which is very interesting of those choices, and is in the talks to gain the rights to implement their characters in this collaboration. Nothing has been finalized, so I don't know. That seems weird, but I guess it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Other banners. Netmarble plans to release Awakened Camilla as their 2023 Halloween unit. She has a grace mechanic similar to the Unknown unit exclusive Awakened Roxy. The fact that he calls her just Awakened Roxy is kind of weird to me. Netmarble plans to release Grey Road in the first week of summer. Bikini Grey Road? The next festival unit to be released after the Shingeki no Kyojin rerun will be True Magic Form Meliodas, which I guess I could see that, but we literally just got a new Meliodas, so this also strikes me as probably not real. Miscellaneous information, a new race called Vampire will be introduced before this year's End Festival. Relic Cosmetics will be introduced at an undetermined time after mid-June. 7 units acquire combined special moves. Okay, interesting. They haven't done combined special moves in a long time. A new game mode will be released focused on older units. This will add passives, status buffs, specific relics, and relic cosmetics to better compete with the current meta. The New Year's Eve unit is Contaminated Sunshine Mael. I'm assuming Mael, or like I pronounce it, Mael. Mael. A new attribute. Kyroskurov, okay, has been introduced into the game and has Tainted Grace. He has an alternating grace system that alternates randomly with each move, no confirmed information. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse will not appear in the game this year, but the main story will be completed by December. Ask for a better working environment for the people who fill my position, the current development team, and the entire team developing Grand Cross. Netmarble must help the Grand Cross team improve their working conditions. Some may criticize me for doing this, but unless Netmarble changes, nothing drastic will be done, and this will draw attention to the executive board and upper management. It was an honor for me. Thank you very much for all of you. So... yeah, I just really don't know how legit this is. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of credibility here. Nobody knows who actually made this post, I guess, at this point, because it's from a deleted user on Reddit. There's just a bunch of things that don't really line up to me, personally. So the fact that there's 4 collab units is very odd. Normally, if it's a rerun, they do 2 new units. They buff, or not necessarily buff old units, but give old units new holy relics and such. Depending on how old the collaboration was. The fact that they talk about Titanization mechanic is kind of interesting. I don't really know what they're going to do with Aaron or Camilla going forward, since they're transforming units, and they seem to have abandoned that mechanic, so I don't know. I can't really speak too much on that personally. But, yeah, I guess the Jujutsu Kaisen seems kind of unlikely. Don't know how sure that is. The fact that if it's true that it is a Kodansha title, I guess that gives it some sort of credibility that it could potentially be a real collaboration. Konosuba is also very interesting. I quite liked Konosuba when I watched it, so I think that would be kind of cool. Don't know how many people would actually be interested in that, or if it would be hype enough to really get things going. The fact that they talk about Awakened Camilla seems odd, considering that they kind of have just not done anything with Camilla, and we also still need an Awakened Shin. I kind of figured that they would do an Awakened Shin first. But I guess the fact that it's considered to be a Halloween unit is very odd, because that makes it a seasonal unit. The fact that it would have a Grace, I guess, would make sense, considering the new Awakened Roxy has one. Talking about Grey Road, and the fact that it would be a summer, I don't necessarily think it would be a summer or like seasonal unit, but the fact that it would release in summer is kind of interesting. I don't know why they would pick that time frame for such a bizarre character. But then again, there was leaks not too long ago where I think it was Regents, talked to one of the guys that works at the on Grand Cross about the fact that they could potentially do Grey Road or Narrabasta as seasonal units. So I guess that sort of kind of lines up, but that could just be somebody who's already read those things and made this in advance. True Magic Meliodas being the next festival seems very unlikely, because we've just gotten a really crazy new Meliodas. I just don't see it. Although I'm a big fan of True Magic Form Meliodas. I think he's really cool, and I'm looking forward to him being in the game. I just don't see it, really. This doesn't really make the most sense to me, even though we did just get him in the story chapters or whatever. Them adding a new vampire race, honestly, I just don't see it. I can't really see them adding a whole new race for just like a couple of characters. Like Gelda is really one of the only characters that fits into it, and if they do Knights of Edinburgh stuff or whatever it's called, they could potentially add a couple more vampires, but adding a race for just a couple of characters doesn't really seem like something worth doing. It seems like they would rather just go into the unknown category to me. Relic cosmetics being a thing, there was leaks a long time ago saying that there was going to be relic cosmetics and headpieces or whatever, or I think headpieces are cosmetics. Outfits would be the other one. I guess it's a possibility. I do think that it could happen, of course. I don't know about them doing it in mid-June, considering we still don't even have a Nidhogg unit. Nidhogg is still really hard at the moment, and not all characters have a relic weapon yet. So I don't know if that's going to be like a real requirement for them to release a whole new relic mechanic. But it would be really crappy to give characters that already have a relic weapon a relic cosmetic when there's other characters that still don't have one relic, you know what I mean? Characters getting new combined special moves is interesting, to say the least, but they haven't done that in so long. I kind of doubt it, but they did say that they wanted to kind of go back to the way things were whenever they started to get into the 4 Knights stuff. If they do add a new game mode focusing older units, I think that would be really cool, of course, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. Contaminated Sunshine Mayel is interesting, and the fact that it's a New Year's unit that's so far away, I have no idea what to think about that one. And whatever, I don't think this got translated correctly, but a new attribute, I just don't really see it happening, but who knows? Tainted Grace, I don't know. This just seems like very work in progress kind of stuff. It seems like something that they would come up with the idea for, but not have great implementation for it, so they probably would scrap it. It sounds like something to me. I don't know for sure on that one. The Horsemen of the Apocalypse not appearing this year, but the main story completing by December. I think that's probably pretty likely, if I'm being completely honest, because they normally release a new story chapter for Grand Cross, the main story stuff every time a new festival comes out, and I think with the festivals that we have this year, we'll more than likely finish up the story, but I guess it would make sense if they wanted to move into the 4 Knights stuff at the beginning of next year sometime. I don't know. I could definitely see, I know a lot of game development developers and stuff like that get treated poorly or have to work crazy hours and stuff like this, so if it is all true, it's very interesting. I definitely, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save this if I can. I'm going to save this right here, and we will kind of see how it sort of progresses in the near future. I'll try to reference this maybe sometime as new things sort of get revealed, and if things from this end up being true, I guess we'll kind of know, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. This is a very bizarre set of information that has kind of just been dumped in our laps here, but like I said, a lot of it seems really up in the air. Some of it seems really bizarre. Some of it seems likely. Some of it seems really unlikely. So, yeah, I guess just take it as it is. So, either way, let me know your thoughts and opinions on it. I'd love to hear them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.